welcome to Xavia Fox Talks, and of course I am your host, Xavia Fox.
Be realistic about yours, and know what make yours happy. And you know what will really push a brother away, like myself, away, is when you are doing a comparison. I mean, again, if you know anything about brother, we don't like to compare these.
Right.
I mean, I'm grabbing mics.
Not these, but these.
Right. It ain't the longest contest, but it's really just be happy in yours, and just quit extending and just, understand what you want and what makes you happy, what making him happy, and work together and make that your own self happy, and just know what your happiness. If we ride the bus together, we together.
Right.
So you've had women basically talk about a relationship with another guy and how it was better than the situation that you were in at the time. I mean, I'm not asking guys this in general.
They don't have to say it. You can kind of.
Yeah, but a lot of women, you know what? A lot of women who've had really messed up, and I've become a very open person, so I try not to be judgmental with women when I meet them. I like listening to their stories, and I have to make it a habit of listening to their stories, regardless of whether I like them or not. If they talked about the last guy, his sex was good, and I want to hear it.
Yeah, he used to hit my booty.
Right, and they'll tell you, and they'll open up. But see, I'm a different type of guy, so I don't mind listening to that stuff. But, a woman sitting there having conversations about her ex, and it'll come out because you make her feel comfortable. She'll just sit there and she just rattle off stuff about her ex.
Well, that's one thing that push your brother away.
And it'll push you away. That will. So
why she talking? You like,
it.
man, I'm calling son,
right.
so like off this phone.
I don't know if when we were talking last time, as far as dealing with stuff from the past, to a certain extent, you have to understand who she is, some of the things she's dealt with to become the person she is and act the way she does. But there's certain stuff in your past I really don't want to know about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it is a fine line that you talk about when you bringing up issues. I heard people, well, if you ask me how many women I've been with, I'm gonna tell you 2. Not too many, and not too few. 2, and that's it. Because what answer is gonna really be good? I don't want to know that. I don't really want to. You tell me whatever comedian said 3. That's 3 too many.
Right.
So I don't want to really dive into that deep of a subject.
So if you feel like she's told you like she slept with these many guys and she done did this and
that
this,
would kind of push me away. Because again, even though we know we ain't like really the first at all, but
right.
You do sometimes want to have that perception like, okay, she ain't been around the block.
Right. So I thank God. I thank God that my wife was a virgin and I was her first boyfriend. So I am that. I thank God for that.
Right. It ain't no boyfriend like
That's phenomenal. Man, I gotta give you mad.
First everything.
I think something like that for us.
So
old school. Remember what they used to do in the old days? In a certain country, they still do it. The auntie or mother-in-law, she come up in there after the wedding, after y'all honeymoon, looking, checking the sheets to see if she was a virgin. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it was. And again, we didn't touch on it a long time, but giving it up early, and it's so regular now. Back in the day, when I was in high school, it was hard to get something. You was certain people in high school, we had to lie. I lied for about 3 years straight in high school. Yeah, dog, I'm getting it. But I had to, because they have conversations, I ain't had none, so I had to lie about it, But nowadays in high school, they giving it up left and right, and so by the time you meet somebody that's worthwhile, they burnt out, And then, again, I don't know about you. Sometimes you can sometimes tell, like, man, I'm up here, I know how I am, but I ain't hitting no walls,
Well, I'm sorry.
Right over here, I'm
like you a slalom, boy.
Come on, I'm trying to hit a wall somewhere. And I ain't trying to brag, but I ain't no short brother, so I know.
Right.
You gotta look that way. So I know I should be able to hit a wall, man. If I can't hit no wall, man. And I got the curves. I'm supposed to hit the wall, so
You said that's one thing
that'll push your brother away. If you ain't got no wall, you gonna push your brother away. And I'm gonna know. I ain't hit no
yoga class. Huh?
Wait a minute, did you say you got the curve?
Yeah, I snuck that in there for the
tape.
group.
So it's not. Is it unfair for us to discount that most of these ladies got a pass sexually?
No, I'm not saying it like that.
But you're gonna have to hear it. But when do you want to hear it? Do you want to hear it the first month, the second month, 6 months, or do you want it to all come out when you're in a committed relationship?
So how many? How many is too many?
One.
One.
I mean,
if she told you she slept with 10 guys in her life.
It's that one that she can't forget about. It's that one that did something to her that you can't do.
Yeah.
If she thought, well, so and so was 10.5.
I'm gonna
do something.
She messed with Kobe, you know. You met him. You met who? I mean, I a true story. I was dealing with a female some years ago, and she told me this before we even got together. But she told me she got down with. Well, she said I'm a friend of Dwight Freeney, for the Colts.
Yeah.
And I remember up in there like, what is all that? You know, man, what all that?
The white man got me.
And all in my mind, I just kept thinking about this big old brother making on Indiana. Like, I ain't just about it. Obviously, it ain't work out. I ain't trying to hear. So, like you said, it could be that one. But I just think that, for a woman, it's you do talk about it. But I think you talk about it in a way you pass. You don't try to be specific. You talk about, if it was bad, what it was, I think, but it's and when early, I guess. I mean, for me, you just like when you talk about when you say we communicate, effective communication. I think women should put it out there early, like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I mean, not like I'm looking for, but like, look, I ain't just on no random have sex with you.
Right,
I ain't trying to hang out.
Right.
I mean, I think you should have that talk.
You run in the beginning instead of running later.
You know what? It just depends on what you're looking for and where you're at in your life. I mean, again, I think as for myself, I'm waiting for something special. You know what I'm saying? So I think the thing that I'm doing is bettering myself right now.
Right.
Now, for the women that come along while I'm bettering myself, if the timing ain't right and it don't seem like a good fit, I'm not dealing with it now. Don't get me wrong. Again, I'm on a Christian walk and I'm walking, but I got some work I still got to do.
I think that men and I think that you guys will agree with this. We have a double standard.
We definitely do.
Men want to know how many men and women have been.
Yeah,
you want to know, but you don't want to tell them, but you want to know. You want to know.
Well, you know what?
But you don't want to ask you though.
Round down. That's all I'm saying. Round down.
What is it about
I think
guys?
that women know, and that's why you always hear the ones that are always throw up. I only had 3 boyfriends in my whole life.
That
They
means
said
30.
boyfriends, right?
Boyfriends.
Like, what about the dudes you when he was in Jamaica with the girls kicking it?
Okay.
So
About when you went to Vegas.
right, I don't think
Yeah,
that's really thing.
The foursome you had.
What about you was at that copper party?
The swingers party that you went to. The ones you don't remember.
I'm gonna tone it down then a little bit and take away. I think one of the things that women can do to kind of push men away is kind of be not pleasant.
Yeah.
To kind of have always a gloom.
Negative.
Negative every time it's to that. That'll automatically, you come and then every time I say something, it's like, being an entrepreneur, for one. You hear sometimes you might hear a woman feel like, that they think there may be a negative connotation behind that because they so used to the 9 to 5,
guy, right.
or it could be. If you're trying to share an idea, they might not see the bigger picture or see how you see it, and then therefore they have that. It's one thing to be constructive, critical, or have constructive criticism, but it's another thing to be non-supportive or not even have an opening ear or not try to be try to put in some input. So I think that'll push definitely a man away when you can't see when he can't see you as being a support or it's just being one-dimensional.
Right.
And let me throw this out there as far as watch out. Give me a second. Let me finish before I finish because we're going to think about it first. Can aggression push it away? I think for me, aggression can sometimes push me away. And what I mean by that, I mean by the fact that everything she wants, she's aggressive by the way she goes about trying to get it after the man. Not like after her goals, but just if she want to be married, she kind of pushes hard towards that. Or if she wants to have a child, she's pushing hard towards that. So the things she wants in her life, she's aggressive at the man. And if she puts those pressures, she kind of, again, she might be using effective communication. And she's saying what she wants. but she can be aggressive at it.
So overbearing.
And if it ain't if it ain't going, then I'm not gonna be with it. So that's what I kind of mean. So again, it's kind of hard to try to label that just regular aggression.
I was dating this one young lady, and this was years back, but I was laying in her bed one morning, and I don't know why I didn't see this before. It was a vision board, and it talked about the age in which she was going to get married. It wasn't that much longer after that day I was in that bed. And then, but then she started pressing upon. I was wondering why she had been having conversations, pressing on me on these different things. I said, this woman is trying to get married. Right. And I ain't trying to get married, but you're pushing it, but you're not really asking me what I want, what my expectations are. So we are not in alignment, and so that had to end. I think most women are aggressive. They will be aggressive when they know what they want, because most times women know what they want before we know what we want. So they don't have a problem with going after what they want. For me, I think if you're a type of guy, to answer your question, I think if you're a type of guy that can't deal with a really confident, aggressive woman, then yeah, that would turn you off.
I like the way you threw confident up
there.
Yeah, you can have women that's aggressive and not confident. Right. That's why they are so aggressive.
That's absolutely aggressiveness is synonymous.
No. There
are a lot of women that are not really confident in who they are as a woman.
Okay.
But aggressively, especially when they come, I gotta go back to this fixing their heart or trying to be Mr. Fix-It Man. They're aggressive about going about a man to fix their situation. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're actually confident.
Right. That doesn't mean they're confident in themselves.
Confident in who they are as a person. Absolutely.
They might be pushing towards getting married because they might be like, okay, my time is really short. I'm not gonna find anybody, so I have to aggressively pursue somebody. I think we kind of talked about it last week when we said you can meet a female and she's attached within the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's aggressive.
I'm gonna tell you, hey brother, I'm like this. If you fall hard, I ain't gonna say it can't happen. I'll put it on. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about hard. If a female falls hard, when I say hard, without really going in depth with it,
I love you.
I love you, right? I really care about you.
She won't leave your house.
Feeling, all that, right?
She's still there.
She's there. I mean, that's
off work.
And with 2 weeks in, that might scare me.
Right.
That might push me away.
I had a story I remember one time. I was young, and went to kick it, hang out to the party. A young lady was seeing, and it was like, okay, yeah, I went to the party, and they said, what you doing? And I told them what I was doing, and so when I went to around the neighborhood store to go get something to drink, I come out the store 2 o'clock at night.
She was she was on your tail, boy.
This not only happened once.
Oh no!
It happened twice. I was like, wait a minute. That could be part of over-aggression, but that was a woman that wasn't really confident.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, we could pervert that.
I can't come home and you at my doorstep. That's just
I think 2 things for me that'll push that'll push a man away. I think two things for me that'll push a man away is, 1, yelling at me and cussing me. Do not yell at me, and don't ever cuss at me. Ever put your hands on me, ever. I don't hit women, but I've had a situation where I had to get physical with a woman, and it was a learning experience for me because I don't fight unless I need to. But for a woman to put her hands on me, it is a pet peeve, and one of my close guys, that's like one of his 2 main disqualifiers: yelling at him and putting your hands on him.
Again, and I think going back to what I said, expect the same thing that you want somebody to deal with you. I'm like this. And women can say whatever they want to say. If a woman hits you and gets away with it, then she's gonna always hit you. I had 3 sisters that I definitely totally against a man putting his hands on a woman. But I cannot help my reflexes. If you smack me before you pull your hand back, you probably won't get smacked back. Okay, it's just my natural. And now believe me, whatever. Right.
But she'll be like, you hit me.
Yeah, you won't hit me again. I'm gonna tell you like this. One of the things I always used to tell women I date. You remember the movie Samuel Jackson, Negotiator?
Yeah.
All right, you remember the part where he was up in that room and he had to fake like he shot that guy?
Right. Yeah.
He faked like he shot that guy to make sure that they thought that he would kill somebody. Yeah. Otherwise, they would have came in. When I'm dealing with a female, I'm like, look here, I'm crazy. I'm crazier than you. Now, I might not really be crazy, or I might, but I want her to believe that I'm crazier than her,
Right.
or at least have the potential. Because yes, you might bust out a window, which I've never had a car keyed. I've never had a window busted. I haven't had none of that. And the worst thing I ever had was I came out the crib one day and I had some balloons in the car there, and that was it. It was early in the morning. I was like, okay, that's cool, but it was different. But I always let them know, like, look here, hey, I mean, you know, as far as the city, right? You know, but I'm well, the way I am, you know, every woman I deal with is like a virgin because I'm gonna hit a spot that ain't never been hit before. No, but I mean, no, you know, I mean, my whole thing is like a woman might, you know, I'm always telling them like, you might bust through my window. Well, I'm gonna come on your block. And I'm gonna bust every window out on your block, and I'm gonna tie your name to the brick, and I'm gonna bust out everybody's window but yours. I just want them to think that I got the potential to be crazy, and I don't deal with that. And again, I've never had to put my hand on a woman because ain't a woman ever put their hand on me. You know, and again, the yelling, I had to tell my dad, Daddy, don't yell at me no more. And now my dad, old school Nigerian, he ain't really stopped, but it's still, I had to let him know. That's a pet peeve of mine. Just, you know, to push away, getting yelled, the way you get angry. You know, and I'm a communicator. I believe in, and again, we go back to effective communication. Even if we have a disagreement, something is wrong, I don't care what it is. I believe that we can communicate and talk about it and figure something, and don't hold on to it. You know, I dealt with one female that actually would get upset about something, wouldn't say anything about it. Something else happened, wouldn't say anything about it. Then by the third time, that you know, she like, oh man, whoa! Why you didn't say something then? You know, my memory ain't that good. I don't remember what you're talking about. You know,
Right.
So I mean, bring it up right then and there. Issues, talk about it, and you know, like I said, definitely don't pet peeve.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, because I tell you another pet peeve, and I know you all got to agree with me, is that.
And we gotta be careful because we don't want to get on pet peeve.
Right. Oh no, I'm sorry, not pet peeve, but
These are pushing men away.
Okay, pet peeve, push away.
I think one of the things that I know that I find is pushing men away is not having onus to what you have done or said.
Yes.
So, you know, you say something or you do something, and you can't say, I'm sorry, or I apologize, or I was wrong. You know, that's one of the things that definitely push a man away, because in general, that's what the woman want the man to do.
That's absolutely right.
All the time. You know,
like,
being able that of not being one-sided.
That's like a rose to a man is a woman apologize.
That's like a rose. That's all we want to hear. Everybody, she just I'll cook your dinner.
Whatever. But
I ain't saying that.
I get on top.
Women hate being wrong. Women hate being wrong, and I know that I push a lot of guys away. It's never apologize for something. I really believe that women telling me she's sorry is like a rose.
Yeah, that's
because you never hear it. You know, it's like you know, women never do struggle.
You know,
actually was
having these conversations, definitely I say that. A lot of people always want to say that people are different. I say, you know what? People are more similar than we actually want to believe.
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
You got the next question?
My name is Frank. My question is, what is one thing you wish women would or could understand? All men are the same.
Yeah.
We know. And just because this person did this to you, don't mean in the same situation, this guy's gonna be the same thing. Or every dude ain't.
Foxy Loxy, I see you.
This girl, this Fox, thinks she gonna eat our loaded yam, the whole thing, but that ain't going on. Jimmy Jam gonna smash it. With my guest, Xavia Fox, from Xavia Fox Talks.
And you can tell everybody what you want to be called by.
Xavia Fox here, still on the red carpet, represents
X.